Hey, what is going on, everybody? What is up? It is Real Time with Prince Plu, and now I need y'all to really lock in, because today we're going to talk about what else? We're going to talk about the Anton Daniels versus Corey Holcomb thing. We're going to talk about the Lynn Jones controversy. Then we also going to talk about Kai Cenat and this quote unquote rebranding, or some people say regrifting, of mental health and literacy and all this other stuff. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into who won, who's right, who's wrong, who's up, who's down, whatever it is. We're going to get into all of that, and everything else that I'm going to think about, because I got all the clips. I got clips that people have sent me. I'm sorry, and I got clips that I've seen myself, and I want to break it down in my own unique way. So that's how we're going to do it. All that and more on Real Time with Prince Plu. Let's get into it. Real time, Prince Plu. Real time, Prince Plu. Talk that, coach, talk that, coach, talking entertainment too. Look, we are not the same as you. Look, we don't need a thing, just you. Just making sure the gang come through. What is going on? Welcome back to Real Time with Prince Plu. Listen. I actually like this 7 p.m. slot, and I feel like I'm going to be here forever because I really like it. I like all the feedback I'm getting from you guys, and shout out to you. I wish I would have had the graphic, but you know how YouTube sends you a snapshot of your month. I was under the impression, because every time I quote unquote say something that somebody doesn't agree with online, the first thing they do is they go to my YouTube and they say, good luck. You need to focus on your YouTube with your 236 subscribers and your 3 views and stuff like that. Well, according to the analytics, that can't be further from the truth. My views is up. I'm getting a lot of views on my videos. Now, a lot to me may not be a lot to you, but anything above 1 is enough for me, and I'm doing well, and I appreciate y'all. And I just want to shout y'all out, because y'all are the ones that doing this. I have to get out of this whole mindset of, if it's not 800,000 people watching me right now, it doesn't mean that my video or my podcast is not getting reached, because the after analytics is where everything is where people view it, they find it. And then I also have to do better with tagging my videos, putting important tags in there, so when people go to search on YouTube and they want to hear people's commentary on Anton Daniels and everything else that's going on, they can find it because I properly tagged the video. So that's something I'm going to get into, but I just wanted to shout the audience out for all of that, and I appreciate y'all. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's go with our real-time recap. All right. So unless you've been living under a rock, it has been Anton Daniels versus Corey Holcomb for the past, I want to say, 48 to 72 hours. And
before I play the video, I just want people to understand that this clip I'm about to show, it proved everything. And when I mean it proved everything, it proved that you can't argue with emotional people, and you cannot talk to just anybody. Sometimes you have to just say no to conversations. Sometimes you just got to be like, you know what? You ain't worth my time. I mean that. Sometimes you got to say, you're not worth my time, and it doesn't matter what we're talking about, because we can't just have this going on. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video. This is Corey Holcomb show, the 5150 podcast, and Anton Daniels, who, for those who don't know, he's he's an entrepreneur. He's a successful individual. He has a lot of businesses, he has a lot of ventures, and he does a lot of reaction videos. He gives his reactions on a lot of things. He talks about everything from pop culture to politics to finance, you name it, he talks about it. And he definitely prides himself on being a conservative, a black conservative, a black Republican. And you know, as we all know, that's not popular with our community and with other communities, because apparently we all supposed to think one way. We're a monolith. So let's play this video and the clip that went viral and got everybody picking the sides and asking who won.
I got a question for bro.
Okay.
No. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We just getting loud. I ain't gonna get loud.
Then don't switch seats.
No, this
because
my
I think
show.
that's
This
cool.
my
That's
show.
cool.
Now hold on. Let me preface this, because this podcast was very long. Let me give you the preview. All throughout the show, Corey Holcomb was taking shots and sending disrespect to Anton Daniels' way. And the one thing that got Anton Daniels the return energy was Corey Holcomb said that Anton Daniels kisses white people's ass. He kisses the white man's ass. He said Anton Daniels kisses the white man's ass. And then Anton Daniels in return said, you suck black men's dick to Corey Holcomb. And that's when Corey Holcomb got up from his seat that was on the other side and then came to approach Anton Daniels. And this is the part that went viral.
But I take that shit as a threat.
Okay, well, it is a threat if you calling me dick sucking. I don't dick suck, my nigga.
Shit. Man, fuck what you talking about.
I don't dick suck.
If you want to get back to the conversation, because you ain't gonna do shit. Because you're not gonna do shit.
Come at me with that dick sucking shit again, nigga.
You're not gonna
come at me with. Say I suck dick again, nigga.
We can go out back right now.
Fuck I am.
We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
I bet you won't say that shit.
We can go out back right now.
I got money for all this. Whatever.
I got money too. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit.
Now, I want to break this down real quick. This is when sometimes you got to give women credit, because that's Darlene. Shout out to Darlene, aka Ice-T's ex-wife, who was on that very famous Ice-T rap album. Just look it up. But when it was getting heated and when it was probably going to come to blows, I'm pretty sure what she got up and said was, hey, we got bills, we got sponsors, we can't be fighting on air. Remember the last fight? Remember when Ari Spears got his ass kicked on your show and then he sued the show and you lost friendships over that? We got to relax.
Hey,
No, it's just not respect.
I ain't falling for that. I ain't falling. Darlene, get out the way. Don't get in the way of two niggas. Let me tell you something, homie.
No. Don't get in the way of two men. Right now, I see one man and I see one overly emotional nigga. That's what I see.
I ain't got to go out back right now because we got to go out back to lead this motherfucker. But I'm saying that dick sucking shit, watch that. That's all I'm saying. And if I don't say it.
All right. Yes, Lee, I'm sorry. The correct quote was Corey sucks black dicks. That was the direct quote. And then he got upset and then he went over there. First of all, they were selling wolf tickets. And when I say they, I mean Corey Holcomb. Because let me tell you something. The moment he went over there and got in Anton Daniels' space, and Anton Daniels said we can take it out back, there should have been no more. There should have been no more talking. Corey should have went out back, and they would have handled business. But what did Corey say? He said, "Say it again." No, I don't. I don't. Why would I have to? Why would I want him to say it again? He already said it, and he already invited me out back to handle business. So let's go out back and let's handle business. Point blank. Period. But I'm gonna tell you where. I'm gonna tell you who won in all of this. Nobody. Anton Daniels won, but in the grand scheme of things, nobody won, and I'm gonna tell you why. That clip just showed you, because the reason why Corey Holcomb was so triggered and so I guess uneasy around Anton Daniels is because Anton Daniels was comfortable with who he was. He's a black conservative, he's a black Republican, and he talks his shit. The same way Corey Holcomb should be secure in who he is. He talks his shit. But this is in the grand scheme of things is, again, it's black versus black, because I don't agree with you. I don't align with what you think. I don't move the way you think I should move. So now that means that you can disrespect me, and you can gatekeep my blackness. Why is it in our community being successful, being smart, being educated is proximity to whiteness, is wanting to be white? Why is speaking properly wanting to be white? Why is not acting like you? Why is acting like you have some common sense and not like you're a savage acting white? Why is that in our community? And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think Corey Holcomb is going to get any more people from Anton Daniels' side, and I don't think Anton Daniels is going to get anybody from Corey Holcomb's side. The people that ride with Corey Holcomb is going to stand 10 toes down, and the people that ride with Anton Daniels are going to stand 10 toes down. Because you're already dug in. Anton Daniels, wanna be white, coon, this, that, and the third. Corey Holcomb, real nigga. He's down with it. He's down with us. He don't play that. But I'm here to tell you that what Corey Holcomb showed, those are the kind of emotions. That's why that big old building, that big complex with barbed wire is filled with people that's overly emotional, can't handle their emotions, and want to fight and get triggered over words. The same words that you said to him first. And then you got people in the comments saying that Anton Daniels was wrong. What he said was homosexual towards Court. He took it too far. What is kissing a white man's ass? If you are kissing a man's ass, what are you doing back there? What are you doing down there? What is that? People was trying to justify it, trying to rationalize it, saying that's not the same thing. He just said that he wants to make Massa happy. He wants to make the white people happy. Well, and what Anton Daniels said, you want to pander to your audience. You want to keep them happy because you knew you had a black conservative Republican coming on, and you knew that if you wasn't getting at him or going at him hard enough, that your fan base would have said you was soft. And they would have called you the same things they're calling Anton Daniels. Tell me I'm lying. And for Anton Daniels, I'm you know what? I applaud the brother for going on there and saying, let's have the conversation. But some people you cannot have conversations with. I said in my New Year's resolution, I'm not arguing with these people no more. You want to question my blackness? Fine. You want to be upset that I'm successful, that I'm educated? Fine. That's on you. That's something for you to deal with. That's something for you to deal with. And in 2026, in the FAFO, in the fuck around and find out era, I am crazily not understanding how people can still think that they could disrespect somebody and be like, whoa, you going too far though. Disrespect is disrespect. You cannot regulate how somebody responds to disrespect. What may be a little bit of disrespect to you may be totally disrespect to somebody else. It may mean you need to get up out of here. It may mean you no longer need to be on this earth. That's how some people move. Some people, all they have is their respect. Like I tell people all the time, it's two things you don't play on: my family and my name. Do not play on my name. And people still don't understand that. People still don't understand that. So when you and you know the weird thing is, Corey Holcomb, you really had an opportunity to show some dialogue and show the strife and the division within the black community, and you ruined it. Now it's even worse because now black conservative Republic have doubled down even more, saying I should not lower myself to you savage monkeys. And then you got those people on the other side, the Corey Holcomb people saying, see, that's what I'm talking about. Them black Republicans, them black conservatives are soft. They ain't really about that. Like, I'm trying to tell you, you're wrong. You're wrong. I ain't Bruce Lee. I ain't Mike Tyson, but I'm not the black conservative you want to try. I'm not the black Republican that you want to try. But I know how to move. I know what I have. I know what I have in front of me. I know the position that I am in, and I choose to use my position to uplift. I choose to use my position to inform and to educate. Not indoctrinate, to educate. And then when I feel like you're overly emotional and I feel like the conversation is no longer fruitful, I end it. I can't believe I wasted time arguing with people. Sometimes I sit back and I'll be like, I can't believe I went back and forth with somebody for 10 minutes. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I was actually in a conversation trying to justify my blackness to somebody. Why? Because I have because I have a doctorate. Because I'm a retired police officer, because I'm a retired military. I'm really explaining to somebody who 9 out of 10 don't have shit. I'm really wasting my time when I could be doing other things like improving my research or working on lesson plans or working on how I'm going to impact the community even more. But I'm sitting here going back and forth with you. So I'm glad that Anton Daniels went there and he finally realized that I can't do that no more. Well, not with that type of audience. And now he can move on and keep doing things. And Corey Holcomb can keep doing things and be successful in his own right too. He's a successful comedian. The 5150 podcast has been on for a long time. Got sponsors, got everything. But you missed out on a prime opportunity to do business. And this is the part where I don't understand. You want all of us to be together, to stay together and maintain, but you don't want it if we're not lock and step with everything. And that's not how a community works. That's not how a community works. Do you think during the civil rights movement that everybody was lockstep? Everybody was in lockstep with everything that Martin Luther King was saying? No, but they were able to be politically and emotionally mature enough to understand the bigger picture. You two did not see, well, I think one saw the bigger picture. And it's not just about Anton being a Christian, being a black Republican, being a black conservative, none of that. But you could just see the difference in the exchanges. He came with grown man energy, intellectual, high emotional IQ energy to start off the podcast. Just talking, you want to talk politics? Let's talk politics, blah, blah, blah. And then Corey He was the one that was calling them names, throwing shade, telling him he's kissing a white man ass. So then when Anton returned the disrespect, now it's a problem. You got to be able to have conversations, man. And I just don't know at this point if the conversation is even worth having anymore. I'm serious. Like I really enjoy Hichi, and I really enjoy when people hear something I say and then we talk about it. We discuss. We don't agree on everything, but we discuss it and then we let it go. And I want to say this also about social media. And it's mainly X. I promise you, I do not see the people that talk and behave the way that they do on X. I do not see them in real life. I don't. What is it about X that makes people, I guess because X is just words and you can just monologue and say what you want, versus Instagram and TikTok is more video. It's your face. Like, you can't be faceless. Like, you got to really put your face out there. On X, you could be anybody. You can use any profile pic and you can say what you want. You can use a fake name, a burner, and you could be whoever. But if you was to really ask me who won between Anton and Corey Holcomb, I would say Anton. Because he's the type of person that is going to continue to be successful, that is going to stay out of jail, is going to stay out of lawsuits. When a person that's disrespecting people, defaming people, calling people all types of names on a podcast, saying stuff about people, that's the person that's probably getting cease and desist letters, got people ready to spin the block on them, can't go back to their hometown and all that stuff. Now, I know people like to say the reason why you don't make it and stuff is because you don't want to go through the doors or you don't want to do the certain things. But it's also people that just, when it comes down to it, you just don't have the high emotional IQ to be in spaces where you don't even have to do all that demonic and stuff like that. You just got to be a decent human being and be about business. And you're not doing it. And that's why you are where you are. That's how you that's why you're in the position that you're in. So now, with that being said, it's time for I Said What I Said.
I said what I said.
All right, let's get into the Lynn Jones controversy. For those who don't know, Lynn Jones is a prominent, well-credentialed, award-winning journalist, reporter in the Jacksonville area, and she set the world on fire, set journalism ablaze and social media ablaze when, after the Jacksonville Jaguars lost, she decided to tell the coach to keep his head up. She told the coach to keep his head up and he should be proud of the job that he did before she asked her question. And you would have thought she told that white man that he is the king of the earth and she's beneath him, and please, sir, put your boot out and let me lick it. The way people in the journalism world was going crazy that she violated 17 articles of journalism and this, that, and the third. And let me talk and let me play this video where you can she can explain it herself a little bit and you can see where she came from.
Right.
Yes.
You know, subscriptions going up for the Jacksonville Free Press.
Yes.
I mean, did you know this was going to throw you into the spotlight?
I did not. I really did not. I mean, it was a typical day. Go to the press box, and it was just an overwhelming day. I can tell you that this entire city, this town, our team, our city, and our coach, we were overwhelmed. I mean, and really was not going to attend the press conference, but I left out. I was talking to a young man. I'm sure he know who he is. 23-year-old young man. We're just talking about the game. I'm telling him I'm from Michigan, this and that, and I'm giving him some words. He said, ma'am, he said, you need to go ahead and attend the press conference. So I went back, I went down, went through how we maneuvered through, and I sat there and everyone was back there, and then Coach, word up, Coach. So Coach came out, and his emotions, he was totally immersed, his feelings. He had tears, he bit his lip. And the issue is the question, not necessarily a question in the fourth quarter and the fourth down and the punt came through.
Right.
But my question was, keep your head up, young man. Yeah. Young man, this entire year, we have rooted for this team over more than 30 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? The stadium, the solemnness, we were rooting, I mean, it was packed. So he was like, yes, ma'am, thank you. So now I'm the new grandma.
You probably needed to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new auntie and...
So, Lynn, I do want to bring out, because this also has a lot of mixed emotions and how people are responding to this.
Yes.
So Adam Schefter wrote, this is an awesome post-game exchange between a reporter and Jags head coach. But then Mark Long, who's an AP reporter, kind of went in on this.
Yes.
And he said nothing awesome about this, called you fake media, said that you shouldn't even have been up there asking those kind of questions.
Oh.
So when you heard that, how did that make you feel?
I don't take no offense to it. Listen, I've been in this business more than 25 years. I've interviewed from Barack Obama to Terry Bradshaw to, what's my guy named Tiger Woods. So he can say whatever he want about fake news. I am a member of the Black Press, NNPA, the National Newspaper Association, that's been around more than 100 years. I'm the associate editor of the Jacksonville Free Press, one of the more than 230 African-American newspapers still printing in this country today.
Hello.
In Jacksonville, you have the Florida Star since 1955. We've been around since 1986. In Philadelphia, the Philly Tribune has been printing since 1884. In my hometown of Detroit, the Michigan Chronicle has been printing since 1935. So support the Black Press. So he can call me fake all you want to, honey. I've been doing this a long time.
Let me tell you something,
People know me. Yes, sir.
My cousin Lance.
Pretty much what she just said is, what did I say in the last segment? Don't play on my name. You gonna put some respect, like Berman said, put some respect on my name. She said fake media where? I've interviewed ex-presidents, I've interviewed Tiger Woods, I've interviewed Terry Bradshaw, and she's interviewed plenty more and wrote exposés on plenty of athletes. She is an associate editor. Do you know what an editor is in journalism? That's the person that decides the headlines. That's the person. That's like the judge of journalism. He or she makes sure everything is good before it goes to print. But what you have now in journalism, first of all, you had a whole bunch of journalists, black ones too, looking at you, Jamel Hill, looking like the frog from Honey Smacks. You went after Miss Lynn Jones, called her an auntie, and then when people was like, do you know who this is? You backpedaled, you backtracked. You then started trying to talk about her accolades and trying to talk about her subscriptions and trying to use your platform to, I guess, to grease the skids a little bit. And then you, in all fairness, you ended up on a Zoom with Miss Jones and you apologized to her face to face, virtually or whatever. You said, I'm sorry, I was not familiar with your game. But then you saw people turn on you, Jamel Hill. You saw people that say, I told y'all she was always this is who she is. I told y'all she was an op. And it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. We eat our own in this community. And then you got Stan Verrett, who used to be on ESPN. Is he still there? I don't know. Running his mouth. He's still tweeting about this 5 days later. Him and the Honey Smacks mascot, Jamel Hill. Those were the biggest ops over this whole thing. And what is wrong with this is my problem with journalists. There's no way on God's green earth, I'm going to use myself as an example. I have been an Eagles fan since I can remember, since I was a kid, 5 years old. There's no way in hell I could then become a journalist and say I'm not a fan. Bullshit. Now, I get it. You want to be objective as a journalist and you want to make sure that you don't come off in a homer stuff. But let me tell you something. It's disingenuous when you continue to say you're not a fan, because I don't believe it. And when you say you are not a fan, you then overcompensate to make sure that people don't call you a fan. That's why you be having people like, say, for instance, if you're a reporter in Philadelphia and the Eagles is about to play Fayetteville Tech Community College, you will have some reporter, I guarantee you, some journalists that'll say, now wait a minute, Fayetteville Tech Community College is pretty sneaky good. The Eagles, this might be a trap game. How about this? Fayetteville Tech don't even have a fucking football team. But you will have some journalists that will absolutely say it with their chest that the Eagles might get beat by Fayetteville Tech Community College. Shout out to Fayetteville Tech Community College. I used to go there. There's nothing wrong with having empathy in journalism. All Miss Lynn did was say, hey, coach, we've been Jacksonville. We've been in this city for a long time. This city has not had this kind of success in a long time. You came so close to beating the reigning MVP in the Buffalo Bills. Hey, we like what we're seeing. This is not a fluke to us. You keep your head up. We got it. And now she started to ask her questions. Poor little journalist. They say you should ask the tough questions like, how do you feel about this loss? What do you think you could have did differently that would have won you the game? Tell us about that missed kick. Tell us about the missed field goal. Tell us about the interception. What did you tell your men in the locker room after this loss? So groundbreaking. Hard-hitting journalists. Oh my God. What did you eat yesterday? Where did you stay? Groundbreaking. Oh my God. Pulitzer Prize stuff. Get over yourself, journalists. Get over yourself, reporters. And it's not all of you, but it's too damn many of you. Y'all act like you are soldiers, surgeons, first responders, lawyers. You cover a sport where men hit each other. You cover a damn game. You get to travel free, live in hotels, get stipends, travel anywhere. Relax. You're not covering the Constitution. You're not covering a war. You're covering the NFL. Relax. And to Miss Lynn Jones, shout out to you. And I'm glad you put your resume out there and let people know, do not play on your name. Now, let's get the cap check.
The lies. There you go. Lies. This bitch. I'm telling you. Trifling.
It's time for cap check, y'all. And guess what? Women. Let's play this video and see if they was full of cap.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
With all women?
Yeah.
Ooh. You wouldn't? That's my dream. Think about how...
I mean...
Think of the structure.
Can men come in once a month?
No.
Look at that. Look at that. Now, I'm not even going to speculate to why she wants men to come in once a month. First of all, pause. Can men come in once a month? We sure can. More than that. But look at her face and look at her. First of all, watch out for this one. She look like she won't even wait for you to be drunk. Look how she looking at her. She like, I just been waiting for you to give me the sign. I've been waiting for you to let me know that you may be down. Like, you may be down once in a while on a girl's trip if we don't meet nobody, if it's just you and I and we get enough drinks in us. And then this woman has I believe that's a wedding ring. And she trying to convince her, yeah, girl, let's be on with all women together.
It's just
A
all
planet
women.
with
We
all
don't get
women.
like we don't get like travel pass.
Nah.
Okay. I mean, I really would.
Okay.
I really would. It would be nice.
So like never, like not a single man.
Not a single man.
It would be nice. We would have great shopping.
Who's building the malls? Who's doing the construction on these malls, on these stores? Women make up 6% of construction, and I might be generous with that number. But go on.
Great homes.
Who's building these homes? My wife called me right now to kill a spider. My wife calls me to change the light bulb. My wife calls me to fix the drawer. My wife calls me to take out the trash. My wife calls me to check on the sound. My wife calls me to fix a shelf. Who's building these homes?
Healthcare, like all the things.
And we'd be bored.
But happy.
How can you be bored and happy? Boredom is the opposite of happy. When you're bored, guess what you do? Bad stuff. You think about bad things. You act on bad things. You act on impulse because you're bored. You're not occupied.
It's fine.
So you taking it?
I'm taking it. I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going.
Okay. Saw guys on the fence.
I'm going. I'm going.
I kind of convinced myself.
I'm going.
A little bit.
I'm going.
You know why you had to convince yourself? Because the good Lord, Jesus Christ, God himself, even he said, man, it's not meant to be alone. That's why we have Eve. That's why we had Eve. You are not meant to be alone. You're not to have just one gender. Now, I know we done spliced into 47 genders, but there's man and there's woman. Okay? And let me tell you something. We have tried the all women thing and it didn't work. All women gyms shut down. All women sports bars shut down. All women clubs shut down. Girls trips. How many girls trips do you see women go on and they end up hating each other after 3 days? I ain't never going on a trip with her no more. Talk about each other behind the back in the bathroom while you're on the trip. We need to stop this we don't need men crap. It's not that I don't need a man. I would want a man. No, you need a man. You need men. Even if you swing the same way, you need men. Because if you want to have a baby, guess what? You need men. I don't need a man to actually stay with me. No, you need a man. Because you know that biology thing, you know that liquid, you know that thing they call sperm that comes from a man. I don't care if you turkey baster. I don't care if you go to a clinic. I don't care if you do the quick pump. I don't care what it is. You need a man. So stop it. And if you was on a planet with nothing but women, you would die out. Because how are you going to keep procreating? That's why homegirl was like, can they come in once a month? Stop it. Just so annoyed. All right, now it's time for Paige and Dr. Blue.
Paige and Dr. Blue.
This one is hard for me because I am very transparent, y'all, about my mental health, you know, about my bipolar and my major depressive and all that stuff. So I'm good. But my problem is mental health has started to be used as an umbrella for bad behavior because people know that when you say mental health, people are going to give a pause and people are going to be afraid to address it or address bad behaviors or certain behaviors in general. So Kai Cenat has rebranded himself as this person of depression. People who know Kai Cenat is this famous streamer. These famous streamers, him and I Show Speed, I believe, in Aiden Ross. Those are the top three. They do a lot of in real life content where people just watch them be with different celebrities and stuff like that. And he's recently talked about him being depressed and his journey and things of that nature. And I just want to show y'all a video about how I believe sometimes how mental health can be so performative.
I know at times, usually I'm able to handle a lot of stuff by myself and find ways through it. But I just needed some advice on just pursuing life and goals that I have to like how to find the confidence and the real commitment to pursue them. Because usually at the times I've achieved so much and I've been able to knock down goals I always wanted to do, and my mindset in my head, it's just like a lot of self-doubt. I'm not even depressed. I'm not sad. It's just for some reason I'm having like a lot of self-doubt because it's out of fear of stepping back from what I'm primarily known for, which is content creation, and pursuing in another goal. One thing I wanted to ask you was like, how do you at times get over self-doubt or voices in your head saying that it's over, or voices in your head saying you might not be able to do it?
Well, first things first, you cannot let your mental take over. Some people are strong, some people are weak. When the voices in your head start coming, it's pushing you either to give up or keep going.
And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, that's Kai Cenat's mom. That's his mom that he was talking to. And this is why I am an advocate for therapy. I am an advocate for speaking with professional people who are trained and go to school to diagnose and treat mental health and to help you along your decision making. Now, I know there's some things out there because Kai Cenat and a lot of his people that he hang with or have done content with are now starting to get hit with stuff allegedly when it comes to like assaults, sexually, all types of stuff. And now people are saying how convenient it is for the rebrand of be talking about mental health, to be trying to step away from content creation and all that stuff. I'm not here for all that because all that stuff is alleged and I don't know anything about that. But what I will say is this. Don't bring your ass over here in this mental health field if you ain't really about that life. Okay? I ain't talking about I'm depressed because I got so much money, I got this, I got that, but now, I don't know. No. I'm talking about in the house, going weeks without showering, in the house, not going to work. I'm talking about spending money. I'm talking about pouring up to your ears. I'm talking about just being really, really reckless and dangerous and self-destructive and being just flat out just a bad person to yourself and people around you. I'm talking about, and I know people are going to say you can't compare mental health, you can't do this, but it's real. I'm telling you. And it's not hard to find the words to describe how you feel. That's why his mom's face was like, I don't know where this is going. Because he didn't know where it was going. That's why you need professionals to help you understand what you're trying to say and unlock what you really are trying to say. This mental health stuff is no joke because we've seen the consequences of when it is not taken care of. We've seen people kill themselves. We've seen people kill others. We've seen people destroy their lives because they refuse to get help. I'm serious about mental health. I don't play when it comes to mental health. And I feel like mental health has been used as an umbrella to just excuse bad behavior. I would never do something and then the first thing out of my mouth is, well, you know I'm bipolar. No. That's not how it works. Listen, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm a funny dude. To the point where people have said, hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you do stand up? Why don't you do skits? Why don't you do this? No. But a lot of my jokes come from pain. A lot of my humor comes from me trying to express how I feel. And people always say this all the time. The best way to tell the truth is through humor. And Kai Sanat, I'm telling you, if you are struggling, the best thing you can do is just get help from a professional. Sometimes the best thing you can do as a content creator is not go through your struggles while creating content. Because people are going to hold it to you. People are going to judge you on a level that you are not ready for. Some people don't give a damn about mental health. Some people like, nah, I don't care about that. You's a weirdo. You's retarded. You slow. You crazy. You this, you that. You this and the third. That's why it's important to really talk to people that's going to keep you grounded and explain to you what it is you're feeling and how to get yourself on a better path. I went from having therapy once a week to now once or twice a month. I never go a month without therapy. And I suggest people that's struggling out there do the same. That's all I'm going to say with that. That's my diagnosis for mental health, which is pretty easy. Talk to a mental health professional. Not your pastor, not your mama, not your daddy, not your cousin, not your brother. Talk to somebody that's going to be neutral and that's going to really try to get the best out of you and try to make you better. All right? All right. Now it's time for Ayo Pause.
Stick together. Pause. Knows he can have it. Pause. You see what I do when I got the rock. Pause.
Let me just put this in real quick.
This is Danny, by the way.
All right, it's time for Ayo Pause. Y'all know what Ayo Pause is about. It's about when people say stuff and listen, the pause ain't going away because I'm going to keep it alive. So let's go with Carmelo Anthony, who showed that even on TV, even when you're getting paid money to be a professional and analyze basketball, you got to be careful what you say on the set.
For me, I played kind of recently, right? So I understood the mentality of the load management. I understood the conversation and the dialogue.
But did you enjoy it when they tried to manage your load?
No, because I'm,
First of all, Vince Carter, why would you ask that? Why would you ask a question like that? How did it make you feel when they tried to manage your load?
I was different.
We're all different up here.
It's late.
Let's play it again.
For me, I played kind of recently, right? So I understood the mentality of the load management. I understood the conversation and the dialogue.
But did you enjoy it when they tried to manage your load?
No, because I'm, I was different.
We're all different up here.
Look at Maria Taylor. Let me tell you something. You got a woman up there and she like, hey, yo. And you got Vince saying pause. And then you got Jamal Crawford like, yo, like, did this Negro just say that? Did it make you feel good when they tried to manage your load? Oh yeah.
It's late.
Don't matter to say, yo. You gonna get this pause. If you say something pause worthy, you gonna get this pause. I don't care if we in court. I don't care if I'm testifying on the stand. So if they be like, if the lawyer be like, hey, so was it hard for you to take all that in? But let me wait, what? Pause. I'm on life. I'm on stand facing triple murder, and I'm gonna make you pause. Like, yo, what? So let's also get to this second pause. Was Cameron and Mace? Listen to this one.
He's showing me all the things they're about to do with me and the ways they're about to use me. So I'm like foaming at the mouth. So I'm like, shit, that's no question.
We're gonna come the way they're gonna use you. The way they're gonna use you and foam out. I'm gonna let the way they're gonna use you slide. And when you start foaming at the mouth, pause, bro. Hey, relax, man. Relax.
That was pretty
Relax,
wild.
man.
Foaming at
the mouth,
man.
Let's listen to it again.
He's showing me all the things they're about to do with me and the ways they're about to use me. So I'm like foaming at the mouth. So I'm like, shit, that's no question.
We're gonna come the way they're gonna use you. The way they're gonna use you and foam out. I'm gonna let the way they're gonna use you slide. And when you start foaming at the mouth, pause, bro. Relax, man. Relax.
That was pretty
Relax,
wild.
man.
Foaming at
the mouth,
man.
The way they was gonna use me. Okay. You know, I started foaming at the mouth. What? Hey, yo. Hey, yo. So that was Ayo pause. Now I want all the rest of this time to get this off my chest. Now it's time for dumbass of the week. All right. My dumbass of the week. If anybody don't know, there's 4 people I don't play about. Well, 5. And 4 of them is in the entertainment industry. And one of them is just number 1 is Jesus Christ. I don't play when it comes about God. Number 2, Michael Jackson. Number 3, Prince. Number 4, Whitney Nippy Houston. And number 5, Bruno Mars. I am so sick and tired of every year we have the annual Bruno Mars Culture Vulture conversation. This week, for those who know, Bruno Mars just released his single from his next album. And it blew up. And the discourse was that he makes the same music over and over and over. He's a culture vulture. He stole from Prince. He stole from James Brown. He doesn't pay homage. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Every year we have this conversation about Bruno Mars. And what I want to read off Bruno Mars accolades real quick. Listen to this. Listen to Bruno Mars accolades. Bruno Mars, 15 Grammy Awards as of 2024, 30 plus Grammy nominations, one of the most decorated male artists of his generation. Major Grammy wins, Album of the Year, 24 Magic. Record of the Year, 24 Magic. Song of the Year, That's What I Like. Best R&B Album, 24 Magic. Best R&B Performance, That's What I Like. Best R&B Song, That's What I Like. Best Pop Vocal Album, Doo-Wops and Hooligans. Best Pop Solo, When I Was Your Man. Sales and streaming, 130 million records sold worldwide. one of the best-selling artists of all time. Over 90 billion global streams. First artist in history to have 5 diamond certified singers. Just the Way You Are, Grenade, Uptown Funk, That's What I Like, When I Was Your Man. Chart records, 9 Billboard Hot 100 singles, multiple #1 albums on Billboard 200. All 3 solo albums debuted at #1. One of the few artists whose first 5 singles reached top 5. Super Bowl headliner. Super Bowl 24. Oh no, that's Super Bowl 2014. Super Bowl 50. One of the most watched halftime shows in history. Industry and culture honor. Time Magazine 100 most influential people. Guinness World Record holder. Artist of the Decade. American Music Awards. BET Awards. MTV Video Music Awards. Soul Train Awards. 24K Magic, widely considered one of the best pop R&B albums of 2010. Known for his genre-blending R&B, funk, pop, soul, hip-hop, rock, live performance, vocal range, frequently compared to Michael Jackson, Prince, James Brown, Stevie Wonder. This is all the evolution of Bruno Mars. Up top, remember this song up here with Bobby? Grenade. Today I don't feel like doing anything. Jukebox. 24K Magic. That's What I Like. Silk Sonic. And now his new era. That's him with Lady Gaga. This man has constantly reinvented himself with every album. And yet y'all continue to say that he's a culture vulture. How is he a culture vulture? He's Filipino, Hawaiian, and Hispanic. When he first came into the industry, they wanted him to do Latino music, and he said no. His father is a famous jazz musician. He grew up with hip hop. He grew up with funk. He grew up with 70s music. He grew up with R&B. He grew up with 50s doo-wop. And I will tell this story till I'm blue in the face. When he came out with Uptown Funk, the part where he said, "Don't believe me, just watch." He literally called up Trinidad James and he said, "Hey, I'm going to use 'Don't Believe Me, Just Watch.' I'm going to give you a writing credit on this song." He didn't have to do that for Trinidad James. Trinidad James did not have to work for the rest of his life. I agree, AJ. People are pissed because he's doing it better than them. He's taking funk, hip hop, rap, doo-wop, and he's rebranding it, and he's doing it. He's putting his own spin and funk on it. Bruno Mars is one of the most influential artists ever. And I'm going to stand by that. But we keep doing this thing to where everybody's a culture vulture. If he was a culture vulture, he would not pay homage to Trinidad James. He would not pay homage to the Gap Band. Uptown Funk has around 13 credits that he personally called the artist and he gave that to him, and he didn't have to. The artist that he gave credit to, they would tell you to their face, he didn't have to do that. They never knew that he took parts of their song and put it in his song. Stop playing with Bruno Mars. And they just show a snapshot of the tickets for his next tour. Y'all thought Beyonce tickets were expensive. His is expensive and sold out. He has a residency in Vegas. Silk Sonic was one of the most influential songs and innovative albums of this generation, of this decade. And it started with him and I don't want to disrespect him. It's what is his name? Ah, darn it. Let me get his name because I don't want to disrespect him. I want to make sure he gets his credit. Hold on. Somebody help me out. What's his partner's name? Anderson .Paak. Him and Anderson .Paak was just playing around in the studio, doing like songs and playing around. And the great Bootsy Collins came in and he said, y'all should just make this a whole album. Y'all are great together. And they did. Thank you, AJ. Anderson .Paak. So what are we doing here? And then y'all tried to also disrespect Andre 3000 because he never did a solo album. Like, I'm just so tired of the musical discourse because a lot of you just don't know what the hell you're talking about. A lot of you just don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm not playing when it comes to Bruno Mars. And Bruno Mars actually responded to somebody on Twitter, on X, and he deleted it. But I wish he would have kept it up. I wish he would have kept it up. Pause. So, with that being said, thank you everybody for listening. I appreciate y'all. Remember, you can find me on all socials at Real Prince Blue across all social media platforms. Make sure you support the YouTube channel. Make sure you support everything. Please, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So please, if y'all can help me out with that, please like, share, subscribe, do all this stuff. Keep showing up for me, and I'm going to keep showing up for you. I appreciate y'all. Please, please, please. I will see y'all next week. Make sure you continue to support the channel. I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all next week. I am out of here. Make sure you enjoy Bruno Mars. Don't worry about them yahoos. You keep doing what you doing. Keep selling out tours. Keep selling out arenas, and keep making music. Keep making magic. Forget all these people. I'll see y'all next week. Come through. Yeah, 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 yeah.